Hi, my name is Kieran Joshua, and I just completed BCMP 225 with Sarah Rama, and this is my reflection number 3 to discuss my overall reflection of the term of this fall semester. So, the first thing I'd like to cover is what is one thing you would recommend to new students taking BCMP in next term? So, going into this class, I had a little bit of Microsoft knowledge from elementary school and high school. I think I stopped using Microsoft in grade 6 or 7 because that's when we shifted to using Google. But I'd always toy around here with Microsoft Excel and a little bit with Word. I know I made my first resume on Word, and I did a little bit of Excel work with my brother and my sister as they're 10 and 13 years older than me, so I got to shadow them a little bit with what they did and kind of help them with some things and whatnot. So I thought I knew the basics, and I thought I knew a lot more than I actually did. So with that being said, going into this class, I kind of had I don't want to say I had a big ego, but I did at the end of the day. Whereas I was like, I'm like, this is going to be so easy because I know so much about both the tools already and whatnot. But that came down to I went down a really bad hill when it came to writing the MOS exams, or at least the first one that I noticed, because I thought I knew like lots about Word and about the functions, and like it's like pretty straightforward and whatnot, where it's not, and you need that knowledge in order to get a good grade. You can't just like try and wing it off the bat and just try and use the tab at the top like with all the different options when you're trying to do a question. You really need to know like a lot of in-depth instructions when it comes to doing certain functions and using certain tools. And that leads me to my next point, is being overconfident about my knowledge. It led me to not showing up to class as much as I should have, whereas you really should, in my opinion, because the lessons from my instructor and all of the tools that she would post on D2L and all the different files that she would post for like practice and whatnot were really, really helpful, and was probably the best way for me to learn it. Otherwise I could not learn it on my own whatsoever. I tried to do like lots of YouTube, talking to friends and whatnot, but the best solution is just showing up to class and learning it from your instructor, because from what I've seen from everybody else in the class, they found that this was the best solution for them, which I wish I took more advantage of that, because I didn't, and then that's where it led me to my grade being today, which wasn't the greatest, but at the end of the day I still had an amazing time in the class. Another thing I'd like to talk about is how do I feel about this course contributing to my overall academic or personal development? So going into BMAT 230, I know that we used a little bit of Excel towards the end of the term, which I found really helpful I found BCMP being really helpful contributing to that. And I also think that it's going to be very helpful going into my next coming semester, because taking business, I know there's a lot of Excel and using the functions there. There's a little bit of math and whatnot, and I know Excel is really good with math and approaching math and different business academics in a really good way. So I think that going forward, that Excel is going to be something that I'm really going to benefit from, and I know that I need to do a little bit of in-depth knowledge and teaching myself how to do these before I go into these classes. What aspects of the course did I find most engaging and enjoyable? I think the best part for me, one, Sarah's humor and her jokes and everything was awesome. Those were super funny. Loved those, although no one really said anything about it at the time. I would laugh under my breath in here and there, but anyways. What I found really enjoyable and engaging was just like learning the different functions of Excel and just like typing in numbers and then just pressing enter, and then like boom, all the info just came right there and whatnot. So I found that was really, really cool, and it's just a really good shortcut and way for me to get the answer right away and get info right away and whatnot. So yeah, this was my reflection number 3. I wish you, Sarah, all the best in the future, and I hope I get to see you again in my academics at SAIT. And yeah, so thank you very much for listening, and thank you.